So are you living life in a derp state? Now what I mean by derp state is, are you just going on in autopilot without thinking? And in any social situation, all you're doing is just acting upon your impulses, acting upon your how your limbic system is made you to act. Now I'm kind of crossing the road, that's how I'm looking left and right. So what you're trying to do is don't live life in a derp state. Many of us, we go life living in this derp state, thinking that we are okay, we're doing good, we're doing all right, but essentially we're not thinking. We are letting things happen to us. And this is why people in social situations, they kind of provoke you. They tell you all these mean things about you and they judge you so badly and you don't know how to react. And this is the reason why you're unable to even set boundaries to the people who are trying to comment something on you. And then this becomes a habit. You don't set boundaries. You don't acknowledge the fact that these people are coming and trying to provoke you. You don't put boundaries. You don't tell them to their face, like, look, you're crossing the line. You have to stop there. And this becomes a habit. You're unable to stand up for yourself. And when you're unable to stand up for yourself, people take advantage. And when they take advantage, they always judge you, always criticize you, and there's always toxic criticism. And it's not even constructive criticism, it's toxic criticism. They tell you whatever they want, they insult you, and then they will instill this fear of social anxiety on you. They will instill this fear of you even expressing and opening up about yourself. They'll put so much fear and kind of induce a series of traumatic events, a series of negative energy. They'll just shock you with their trauma because they have not let go of their trauma. They have all this negative energy inside you, and that is how energy fields work. So basically what you're doing is you're absorbing the vibration from them. And this happens so commonly. This happens in everyday life. You're kind of absorbing the energy of other people. It's like they have this negative energy and you are vibing in this high vibrational state. You're in this high vibrational state, vibing, having the time of your life, and then you come in contact with the person who's vibing in the low vibrational state. And that person has so much fear, anxiety, trauma, so much guilt and shame. And when you have a conversation with them, you kind of have this interaction. There's an exchange of energy. And whoever is strong wins. But if you're in a higher vibrational state, and if you're stoic, obviously you're going to win. But most of the time, when we are in higher vibrational state, and if you're living in a derp state, just going on autopilot, not thinking, and you've been so socially conditioned to just move around in life. Go look at people, who are so miserable. Just have a conversation with them. You see, there is no soul in their eyes. They look so dead. If you look at their eyes, you'll know they look so dead. It's like this dark energy has consumed them. And they're so living in this derp state, they have no idea on how to express themselves. It's like they're working like machines. If you look at the movie, any movie that talks about AI and how AI kind of takes over us, it's basically this. It's like people are living in this derp state. And this kind of consumes what is actually part of your human living experience. So what you have to do is snap out of the derp state as soon as possible. If somebody is telling you something, don't just ride with the flow. And this kind of, helps you to even overcome social anxiety, helps you to overcome any fear or any blockages that you have inside your mind, your body, all your childhood trauma. You're able to come out of it. And if you're living in this derp state, we have been so used to just keep our mouth shut and abide by what people are trying to tell us, abide by the rules. We don't want to express ourselves because whenever we expressed ourselves, we felt like the world is judging us. And we had this fear of judgment. We had the fear of social anxiety. We had the fear of what other people are trying to do to us. And when you're trying to snap out of it, it obviously is going to be very hard at the beginning, but snap out of it. It's never too late. It's now or never. Because if you don't snap out now, you'll end up like that miserable 50-year-old that's always complaining. that's always trying to enforce their trauma upon the younger generation. Do you want to live your life like that? Of course not, right? Nobody wishes to live a life like that. So snap out of the derp state. Start living in this present moment. Take back control of your life. Most of the times, you don't have control over what you're thinking. You don't have control over your daily activities. And this is why we try to escape through addiction. We try to escape through alcohol. We try to escape through drugs because we don't have a healthy release mechanism. Trying to escape through these external substances. And you know how that ends up. And you know how hard it is to actually eventually snap out of it later in life. That kind of ruins everything that you're hoping for. It crushes your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, and whatever you're trying to work on. So, step out of the derp state. So how do you actually step out of the derp state? Start practicing mindfulness. Be mindful of any social situation or any situation that you're going into. Always be present in this very moment. And a good practice for that is just snapping out, taking a deep breath in, taking a deep breath out, and then realizing, like actually looking around, seeing your surroundings, and observing each and everything without judging, without having any cloud of judgment or any heavy clouds of thoughts pass you by. You're just there, being the observer. In this very present moment, you're not thinking about what's going to happen 20, 25 years from now. You're not going to be thinking about your kids, your future family. You're not going to be thinking about what happened 10, 15 years ago. You're just being present at this very moment. And having mindfulness, most of us don't ever practice this. It's like we wake up, do our morning routine, go work, go to university, come back, again, switch ourselves off, go stream some movie or TV show. We're just consuming, living in this dope state. We're just, people who just absorb things. We are not essentially creating anything. You're not even thinking about what's going on inside your own mind. You're kind of ignoring it. You want to numb it down, escape from it, and start doing all these other activities that's not going to bring you anything. Numbing your emotions, numbing the pain, numbing the childhood trauma, escaping from it, not expressing it. Even if it's expression, it is some unhealthy type of expression. It's like getting drunk and expressing yourself. You're always going to be dependent on the substance to escape yourself. You're never going to be happy if you're always trying to do that. So, step out of the derp state. Take back control of your life. Practice mindfulness. That's why I say, I quote unquote promote the activity of feeling gratefulness and meditation. Because all these practices kind of helps you come back to that present moment. It essentially pulls you out from this derp state, and it makes you so present in this very moment. It's like you are just living. You're just flowing in this constant flow. You're not thinking about anything. Just there, observing. And when you practice this long enough, soon it'll be so much more easier to let go of all the past situations, to let go of everything that's holding you back, and it'll help you to achieve this flow state where you're out of the baggage, you're out of the childhood trauma, and then you're just living, you're just thriving, you're just moving at the present moment at the speed of light. I mean, theoretically it's not possible, but still, you still feel like going at the speed of light. And thoughts come out of thin air, words come out of thin air, and you're just pouring, and just giving, thriving, living every single moment, and you rejoice every single moment. So step out of that derp state as soon as possible, or the matrix is going to take over you, and you'll be just another one of the puppets who's a slave, who's just acting, not thinking, and doing whatever ideology that has been imposed on you. So, hope this video helps, and I'll see you in the next one.